Welcome to Life Rebounding. I'm continuing to look at the identity statements that are found in Ephesians chapter 1, and we look at verse 4 today, where we read, "For he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight." And I want to put it this way. We were chosen before we ever tried out. We were chosen before we ever tried out. In a world where appearance, where merit seems to matter so much and be so significant in so many people's lives, Paul forces us to take a step back and think about our identity along some different terms, that we were chosen before the creation of the world. Now, what that says to me is that there's a plan, that the Father is working, that the coach had us in mind for his team before we ever hit the field to try out. I used to, every spring, anticipate the tryouts for baseball season, for the soccer season, for hockey season in the fall, and so on. That was the natural part of life, where you tried to polish up your skills, you tried to do the best you could to make the team. Well, the irony of this is that we were chosen, we were handpicked by the coach before we ever showed up to the field. That's the essence of what Paul is saying here when it says he chose us before the creation of the world. We were handpicked by the coach. Now, by now, you're probably beginning to pick up on the theme that's running through what Paul's writing here, and that is that our identity is not based on what we look like, where we came from, what our significant accomplishments have been, how we got here. It's not based on our geography, on our family, our ancestry, our place of origin. It's not based on our life circumstances, but it's based on one thing, and that's the love of the Father who wanted us born into this world to bear his family resemblance. We were handpicked by him to bear his family resemblance, to be his ambassadors in this world today. We were handpicked before we ever tried out. We were chosen before we ever tried out. There's a great line at the end of the movie Saving Private Ryan, where Captain Miller, as he's dying, grabs Private Ryan by the lapels, and he sort of whispers, grunts into his ear, "Earn it," in reference to the life that Captain Miller and the other soldiers had bought for him, essentially, by way of their sacrifice so that he could get home. Well, as wonderful as that may sound, to earn the life that someone else has bought for you, that's not the way Jesus works. We don't have to earn the life that's been bought for us by him. He bought it for us freely out of his love, and he gives it to us freely for us to use. And so all that's left for us is to live into that life that's been given to us. All we have to do is to live for that one who has loved us with an everlasting love. Can I encourage you today that your life, your identity in Christ is not based on what you do. It's not based on the degrees that you have on your wall or the lack thereof. Your identity is rooted in the love of the Father who sent his Son to die for you on the cross, just as he did for me. That's a wonderful gift. Can I encourage you just to embrace that gift today and begin to live into it as best as you can?